Hi guys, it's Amber. I hope everyone's doing good. I know I made that video a really long time ago, and I've just been really busy, got caught up in a lot of stuff, so I'm just now getting to it. I know in my video that I said that I don't believe in Jesus Christ because the Bible per se, so I kind of wanted to touch on that and go over what it's like to have a personal relationship with Jesus. I know a lot of people are interested in hearing about that. And I don't think a lot of people understand. So I'm gonna start off by talking about one-on-one encounters that I had. So I used to have chronic epilepsy, and I think I might have been about 6 or 7 or so. And I was seizuring so bad that I wasn't going to come out of it, and they had to stop my heart. And I do remember seeing Jesus Christ at the gates of heaven. I really have a bad memory, so I can't recall, whether or not I was taught about the Bible, whether or not I was taught about him, but that's always stuck with me having no memory. That's one of the most vivid things that I do remember from my childhood, and I don't have very, many childhood memories. I also had another encounter, and this was about 5 years ago, that I was sitting on the edge of my bathroom tub and I was smoking a cigarette and I was thinking, and I felt the most holy presences sweep over me, and it actually brought me to my knees. I felt like I didn't have any other choice. The mixture of emotion is something that I could never describe. To be standing next to something so pure, so holy. I felt so unworthy, but that was me feeling it. That was not what was been given to me. I was washed over with overwhelming love, compassion, kindness, grace. And I was actually taken away to where I couldn't see my surroundings that were actually around me. And I found myself standing in this golden light. And this golden light wasn't necessarily light, but it was God himself. And Christ was standing in front of me, and his face was so bright that I couldn't see his face. All I could see was, like, his hair. He had brown hair, and it was long, and it was blowing in the wind, and there was an aura about him. And I remember him being in a white robe and sackcloth sandals. Nothing was spoken to me. It was more about the feeling and everything that was fed to me spiritually in that moment. And there were just, this is honestly the first time that I've been able to talk about it without being on the verge of crying because it was so personal. So being a follower of Christ, and it comes with a lot of inner turmoil, and I can't tell you how many times I've cried to God, just wondering. I'm always questioning existence about what's going on. And I remember this one dream I had where I actually, I wanted to know where I was going after I leave here, because ever since I was a little girl, God has always been on my mind, and the afterlife has always been on my mind. I live my life for the afterlife. For the majority. That's what my focus is on. And I remember crying to him one night, and I remember I woke up crying from this dream because the dream was so powerful that I didn't want to leave. I had a dream where I was on top of this mountain, and this mountaintop overlooked everything, almost everything in existence, and there really are no words for it. And I was just sitting there, but the bliss that I was in and the state of ecstasy that I was in, I could have sat there for eternity, and I could have never moved. And there's no words that I can use in the human language to describe to you the feeling that I was living in God. It wasn't like I was around God. I was actually living in him. I was breathing him in. I was seeing him. I was him. He was me, all consuming. And that's something that I'll never forget. And I remember when I woke up, all I wanted to do was go back. I also had another dream after questioning what's going to happen to me after I leave here. And I woke up and I was at a four-way crossroad, and there was there were fences, but they were very natural looking, woven together like sticks and twigs and everything, and really enchanted looking. And in every direction that I looked, the colors are hard to describe because they were like yellow and pink and blue, but every pathway led to a different color. But there were multiple colors of the same color, and everything was vibrant, and there were flowers growing. And I think that, I just knew that I was in paradise at that point. There really wasn't much to that one. As far as having a relationship with Christ and what it's like on a day-to-day basis, anything that I struggle with, anytime that I need comfort, anytime that I need a peace of mind, anytime my heart gets broken, Jesus Christ is there for me. And that's what I want to get into. When it's not that I don't believe in the Bible, because I do believe in the Bible and I do read the Bible, but Jesus goes over the Bible. He's to be exalted over the Bible, and I worship him in spirit more than I do read the Word. I'm not going to lie about that. And that's what's really sad to me about people who don't believe in Jesus Christ. It's not about religion. I don't like religion. I don't like organized religion. It's about the relationship that you have with them. And it's about the outpouring of love and compassion and kindness and mercy and just gratitude and blessings that come your way. And there will never be anything other like it. People are always going to fail you. Everybody's flawed, and the love of Christ is something that will fill you in all those areas. And he's more than just somebody that's spoken of. It's a real being. That's what it's really hard to talk about without crying, because it's so intimate and it's so personal. And that's what I really wanted to get across in this video, is that it has nothing to do with religion. If anything, I believe that religion is really sad, and it's corrupted a lot of minds in the way that it's taught. And I believe that's why people don't really care to have a relationship with Jesus, or they're confused by it. And it breaks my heart. I don't fear for people's soul. I'm not worried about people being condemned. It's not about that. It's about the relationship that you have, and about somebody walking by your side every day, someone that you can feel, someone that loves you when you don't even know how to love yourself, someone that, gives you strength when you don't even have the strength to get up yourself, someone to teach you to forgive when you can't even find it. You can't even fathom how you forgave that person yourself and how much they've hurt you. It's a complete transformation from the inside out. And that's another thing that I want to get over, or come across, is that it's not believing in Christ. It's knowing that Christ is alive within you, and putting yourself down and raising Christ up from the dead. And that's not going to make anybody perfect. But it's amazing, the transformation and the change that you see and that you go through within yourself, to the point where you become just wanting more and more and more and more of him, and less and less and less and less of yourself. And it's a really beautiful thing. And I could go on about this. I could talk about him for hours. I could talk about him for days. There's really no words. If I wake up and I'm having a bad day, I simply pray, and I will pray that, God shows me the beauty. It's a hard thing being in this world that we live in, with everything that's going on around us, and all the stressors that we have going on, and all the evil things that are going on. And it's really hard to find a peace of mind, and it's really hard to look around you and enjoy life for what it really is, and find gratitude in the small things. And it's hard to explain, because it's so personal, because he has a way of getting through to everybody. But he'll lift me up, and he'll take my day, and he'll turn it around, and he'll make it beautiful, no matter what I'm going through. And if I'm having a really bad day, if I'm heartbroken, if I'm distraught, if I'm overly stressed, all I have to do is pray and talk to him, and that's my place of comfort. It really can't be summed up by the word love. It's more than love. It's overwhelming peace, security, comfort, compassion, to the point where nothing else matters. I mean, you know, obviously other things do matter, but if you personally ask me, if somebody granted me one wish and they asked what I could have, it would be that I could go home and that I could be with my God. And it's not because the Bible says that it's my God, it's because I have come to know him as my God, and nothing can ever replace that. You can't replace it. So, I'm sorry I got so emotional. It's hard to talk about. And I just hope you guys got something out of this, and if you don't know him, and that's something that you want to be able to experience, just talk to him, and you'll get your answers. And if you seek his presence, you'll get his presence. And once you find his presence, it's something that you cannot run. You cannot run the love. You cannot run the compassion. You cannot run the mercy. You cannot run it. You cannot run your unconsciousness no more. You can't get away with doing bad anymore. It won't let you. And it's not something that's it's not condemning. It's just making you a better you, and you come to love it, and you come to enjoy it. And I really don't know what else to say. I'm really not good at speaking in person. I'm pretty introverted, so this is hard for me, just being on here and talking about something so personal. It's extremely difficult. And if anybody has any questions and you want to ask me, I can get into more detail. I know, like, there's so many thoughts that go on about the situation and about him and the conversation and what I'm trying to convey over here, that if anybody has any specific questions, if you want to ask me, I would be more than happy to answer for you. I guess that's all. And I don't know if you guys want to leave some comments. Just let me know what you want to hear about the next time. Maybe I'll just do these videos and what people want to hear about, whether they be quantum physics, if you have questions about him, if you have questions about the Bible. I still have questions about the Bible, but I don't have any questions about him. And that's what I want to get across. I hope you guys have a good day.